Hey, guess what? It's another episode of Explicit Materia, the podcast where a nerdy drummer talks to his friends. You can follow me on Twitter at the WiseDrums, Instagram at WiseDrums, Facebook at WiseDrums or at Explicit Materia, and of course subscribe to youtube.com/WiseDrums where I post clips of this podcast and other stuff like my Let's Play series, Shane Plays, where I sit down and play video games with my buddies. The last episode of our SNES marathon is up now, so you can just check that out when you can. If you're offended by potty mouths or offensive material, please move on. This podcast is certainly not for you. If you'd like to join the conversation, you can hit me up on any of my socials or the YouTube comment section. I'd love to hear what you have to say. What you'll be experiencing today is a fun talk with Johnathan Haynes, otherwise known as Johnate, and Zach Hall. You may be familiar with Zach, as he and I were in a band together called Five Knives. Been trying to get these two on the podcast for a while, so it was a lot of fun to have them both on here to talk fashion, video games, alternate healing, branding, and other stuff as well. Please check out Jonate's life brand LiveEuphoric.com to get you some dope shirts, sweaters, meal plans, healing stones, workout programs, just everything you need to make you look and feel good. And you know what? Do me a favor and tell him to start his own podcast or YouTube channel, because his outlook on life is so positive and inspirational. We just need more of that, especially today. So hit him up on Instagram, Jonate148. Get this kid a podcast or a YouTube channel, because it'll be amazing. All right, let's just move on with the show.
I was literally talking about doing a podcast right here. Now I'm doing a podcast.
Now you're doing it.
Yeah.
Now you're doing it. We all have the tools. We all have the ability to start our own podcast.
This is fancy. Seriously. You got a lot of
I got the using an iPhone camera. I did buy I didn't buy it. I got that really nice camera for Christmas though.
Dude, the Sonys are dope. Sony's come a hell of a long way.
Yeah.
Like, super long. Like they're rivaling Canon when it comes to video now.
Oh yeah. Dude, I was just at Jury's, the camera shop in Nashville.
Yeah.
They got some crazy Sonys.
Yeah.
They're all like, everybody's in that 4K competition.
Yeah.
How many people have a 4K TV?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is most phones don't play 4K through your service provider or whatever.
Right. And Netflix just recently upgraded their service to offer 4K, like literally this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's gonna suck for me because I'm not gonna purchase one because they're high. I mean, I'll rock a LED that still does 1080p because I can get one for
dude, 1080p is just
bucks.
Fine.
Yeah,
I don't need it.
2 LEDs
like,
for a
really
UHD.
The only reason why you would want 4K is like if you're watching it's really cool in sports. Like sports games are really cool in 4K because it's like super clear. But
yeah.
Other than that, I'm not gonna watch fucking a 4K movie.
If I want to be that
Blu-ray 1080p is totally fine.
Yeah, if it's that clear, I just want to be there.
Yeah, right?
I'd rather not oh damn, that looks great. Wow, I can almost touch the water. No, I want to be in the water.
Yeah. At a certain point, it's like, what's the point? You're just looking at a canvas at some point.
Yeah, and then I actually really hated it when a lot of the TV shows started shooting 4K because it doesn't even look like it looks too real. There's not that film look on it.
Yeah.
In the movies and stuff. I think one of the biggest ones that stuck out was when I could tell the TV show Nashville switched and started shooting with 4K cameras. It was so crisp that I'm like, dude, this isn't even there's no grain, there's no setting. Okay, now I'm seeing all of the flaws. There's no treatment.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point because it's the mystery of the movie.
Yeah.
It has this feel about it, and then how the frame rate too. Some movie directors are playing around with the idea of shooting at a faster frame rate because usually it's 24 frames per second. That's what it is for movies. The movie setting where it's kind of blurry a little bit.
Yeah.
There's enough space in between the frames to make it give you that movie look. And then I think it was The Hobbit. I think The Hobbit shot in either 30 or 60. I can't remember. But I never watched The Hobbit, but my friend did, and he said for that particular movie it worked.
Yeah.
But there were certain times where you're like, this is kind of weird because it's super fast paced. It feels a lot more fast paced than 24 frames.
And I think a lot of it too for a lot of the newer movies that do a lot of like the post production. So they're doing like a lot of 3D renderings and stuff like that. And keep it in 1080 because the crisper you get, like it's going to be harder to keep in that detail if you're doing like computer generated stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're kind of hurting themselves in the long run because they're not going to be able to really keep up.
Dude, special effects. I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to special effects. Like, I want there to be a return to. Like in Jurassic Park, they actually built fucking a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know, they built fucking robots. And it worked really well for that movie. Now you watch the Jurassic World, and it's still a great movie, but
you can tell.
You can tell, man. Yeah. It's like, that's not a real dinosaur. Yeah, it's just not.
The feeling's gone, man. It's all about the experience and the feeling when it comes to those type of movies. And I feel like it gets distorted. Like I'm like you. Like I want to see the behind the scenes footage of them creating an ape to make the 5 different facial expressions and like things like that. Like it excites me.
Yeah.
And it also gives those guys jobs too. Because, I mean, it's an art once you get there and see it. Like I mean, they're literally recreating like real animals, and I think that's a testament to like, you know, the creatives of the world. Like
in the original Ninja Turtles, they had like 3 different dudes having to animate the face, and then you had a guy inside the suit who had to like do all those crazy ninjutsu moves. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was insane. They had like 3 different, if I remember correctly, 3 different like robotics. Some guy was working the eyes, and the other guy was working the mouth.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
Yeah, and it was the same thing with the gorilla that I was telling you about. I forgot what movie it was, but there was literally 5 different controls in just the face. And so
that's insane.
Like they're like, you
imagine
have somebody
being
like
that
working
guy with the
eye,
remote.
like,
he's like freaking out.
But yeah, I mean, it was like so real because they were all in sync, like to where they're like, okay, make an angry face, and you can literally see like the eye, like his eyebrows going down, and like his eyes getting tight, and like his lips are starting to quiver, and like his like doing all the stuff, insane. And all the sound effects were like so on point, and it was like. It just made it beautiful. It was like it was very well orchestrated.
That's amazing, dude. I miss the whole like just the analog feel of like the old Spielberg movies.
Oh
like, speaking of frame rate,
Yeah.
Like, just but the look and feel and the way they shot movies in the 90s is untouchable.
Well, that's why Stranger Things is so popular.
Yeah, it looks a lot like it. I don't know how they're shooting that, but it looks they give it that filtered look.
They give it that that old 90s feel, and the writing is very 90s, like they went super deep as far as trying to make this TV show look like an old 90s kids film like The Goonies.
Yeah.
You know? Except for the monster. I'm still kind of pissed off that they CG animated the monster. And I'm like, dude, come on.
There was talks, and I only know this because one of the 3D printers that I really, really want did it.
He talks about 3D printing all the time.
They literally were like making one-off parts to recreate this monster just to show them that, hey, it's possible to make a robot using this equipment. It was like more so like a gimmick to sell. But yeah, they literally like recreated the monster based off of like a lot of the 3D printing, which I thought was cool because I feel like it makes it a lot easier because you have that monster is already 3D animated. So printing the parts after that is a lot easier than people realize. So it makes what we were talking about earlier, the robotics part, that much smoother.
Dude, 3D printing is going to fucking change the world.
Dude, it's already changed it.
It's the AI of graphic design.
Like, bro.
Once it gets to the point where it's cheap enough for regular people to buy it,
it's already getting there. Like,
really?
Like, I mean, I have a 3D printer. Well, had a 3D printer. It got water damaged. Appreciate it, but I had one.
He had it in a storage unit and then freaking flooded.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
But hopefully, I'm gonna be getting a new one. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's very affordable, like to the point where there are 8 and 9-year-old kids 3D printing stuff.
Shit.
Like, it amazes me that I went to college and got professionally trained to use like all of these different softwares, and then I turn around and I'm watching a 12-year-old working SolidWorks, which is a professional program, and I'm like, wow, like I just wasted 4 years of my life. You know, like this kid's he's gonna be taking my job, or it's like, wow, like I'm very intrigued to see what the future holds if
it's gonna be crazy.
Grabbing and grasping the, like, you know, 3D. Like I look at Levi, like Levi's so tech savvy.
It's insane.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like
Dude made
he
a
just
video game.
Yeah, he went to a coding camp over the summer.
Levi is Zach's son, by the way.
Yeah, he's 10. So Levi went to a coding camp over the summer and basically made a raw Super Mario Brothers like 3-level game.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
That's nuts.
And you put it up on like a PC or a Mac and it just runs like a, you know, on some crazy like MS-DOS kind of program, and then it opens it up. But it's insane. Like, you're just walking through your little stick figure.
Yeah, you're jumping, but it was cool
It's amazing
to see him literally create every single aspect of it. He's like, hey, look, I did this, and I created the background and the monsters, and I made my man and doing all this. I'm like,
yeah.
What, at 10? Like, I was outside swinging from a tree at 10. You know, trying to like
cool.
hit a baseball at 10.
Yeah.
Like, probably falling off a skateboard or a bike at 10. Like, and he's making a video game at 10.
That's crazy.
You know?
I mean, more and more kids are getting more musically talented. Like, more and more kids are getting more tech savvy.
Yeah.
They'll just pick up an iPad and know exactly what to do with it within 2 minutes.
That's my child.
You know what blows my mind right now is the fact that bringing it to video games one time, freaking multiplayer is on the outs right now.
Yeah.
I can't find a game. I rarely find a game where it's 2-player split screen with Levi playing Xbox or whatever.
Oh no, yeah.
Everything's online.
Yeah.
Online.
That's very. But see, that kind of sucks though, because when we were kids, like you'd come over to your friend's house and you guys would play, I don't know, fucking any 2-player.
I was just looking at your game. You got GoldenEye over there.
GoldenEye, yes.
I was like Bondathon all day, dude.
Yes, come on. Let me get the golden gun.
Dude.
Please, sir.
I love Jaws on there.
Yeah, Jaws. Oh my gosh.
It was like a big cube, like a Minecraft guy.
What was the guy's name? The little small guy.
Whoever he was, I picked him every single time, and there's a board. I can't think of the name.
I can't think of his name.
But you could hide in the bathroom.
Asian, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a little Asian dude, and he was the smallest guy. And we had a rule: no one plays. Is it Odd Job?
That is his name.
Is that his name?
Odd
I think
Job?
it's Odd Job.
I feel like it was Odd Job. No one plays Odd Job.
Let me Google this one.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah, that
That's
happens.
the rule.
And I remember playing with him, and there's one level on 007 to where you could like hide in the bathroom. And the golden gun was always in the bathroom, and I would sit there and I would crouch with this little dude and watch for everybody to open up the bathroom door, and it's like, headshot.
Are you proximity mines?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was all about the proximity mines. Everywhere I go, but then sometimes you run into your own proximity mines.
Yeah, and then Halo came around, and I was terrible at it. I got better, but...
Oh, dude, Halo. I've said this about many times.
It was
in the
Odd Job,
podcast.
guys, just to clarify.
Yeah, see, I know. I have a decent memory when it comes to video games sometimes. For Halo, dude, the first video game Halo, we would have parties where we would have all of our friends, like 8 people, bring all of their televisions.
No way.
Yeah, we went deep.
Oh, and you do the connection thing?
Yes, we went, and we divided the room into
I always
into
wanted
2,
to do that.
and we had 4 people in one room and 4 people in the other room, and we would, it was like, it was like a party. It was like we would play for hours.
I can definitely say I participated in one of those. Want to say, I'm dating myself. I feel old now. I'm about to say this. 2004, going into high school football camp. We literally had about 15 TVs.
Oh my god!
All lined up on the bottom. One half was playing Halo. The other half was playing I think it was NCAA. That was when they were still making NCAA.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. I forgot about that.
Bring back NCAA, the greatest football game ever, and pay the college kids their money. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, 15 rows of TVs, and you would literally just watch people get annihilated. There was probably way too much cussing, like way too many controllers flying. Like there was a little bit of everything. It's raging. Plus, I mean, we were trapped in a room for a week with all guys, so testosterone and like not having ways
gotta let it out somehow.
To release it. Of course,
gotta scream at each other.
Yeah, you gotta.
God damn it!
You gotta get it. You gotta get it out. I mean, why not? But yeah, I agree. Those were simpler times.
Yeah, simpler times for sure.
And I mean, they kind of made or break your friendships because if you were really good, no, you can't come play at my house.
Yeah.
Because I at least have to win a game. Like, this can't just be, oh, you're going to beat my ass every single time we play the game. No, you're not invited.
You remember on Halo, the level where it's like just two sides, and there was like 4 levels on each side, and you shot at the other guy. I would get rockets every time on that level.
Oh, yeah. If you got the rockets, man.
It's game over.
I was a shotgun guy, man.
Really?
I got to see it up close.
There was something very visceral about just getting up close to your enemy.
I have to have you up close. Like I can't do anything. Like
or like sneaking up behind somebody and whacking them with a pistol whip in their face.
And I think it got too far when they made it to like, we want to get deep into like the Halo thing and have all of the alien type guns like that. They missed me with that. I was like, keep the all of the ammo and
what we would do is we would do these games no shields, one shot kill.
Yes,
that's the best way to play it because you die like so fast. It's so fun.
Your kill shot.
It makes you feel it makes you feel better once you actually kill somebody with one shot, one headshot. Actually, sometimes you hit them in the body, you get them like 2 shots, but like. Dude, you get a good headshot, makes you feel nice.
Headies were good. I was just too slow with the sniper, man. I couldn't do the sniper. I tried every level, and then I was just like, fuck this. I'm going to get the shotgun. Let me blow somebody's head off real quick.
And you're right, though. There's always that one kid who's just way too good, and everyone's kind of just like, all right, how are we going to take down fucking Aaron? How are we going to take him down?
Yeah. Just grab his controller.
I know what he does on this level.
It's like, dude, you can't hide in that spot. You've been in that spot for the last 5 games. Go somewhere else. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got a plan B spot. I'm about to snipe your ass from the cross. God damn, dude. What do you do? I play this game all the time. Well, yeah, you can't come over anymore.
Have you gotten into Fortnite yet?
No, I actually don't play online anymore because, number one, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to be good at online games anymore.
It's definitely a challenge with the Fortnite deal because you gotta you're flipping from building a wall to protect yourself and then you have to get around it to shoot the guy. It's insane. But you're you'll push B to flip into build mode and then you have to get out of build mode to shoot people. I'm sure people that are watching your game, your podcast know about this, but
I don't know about it because I don't play
it. It's so freaking hard. I've never been good at it.
I never tried. I'm too competitive, and
that's me too.
Like all the online players, I'm just like, okay, like I'm not leaving until I'm at least on the top 1,000. Like, so somebody better be giving me a job to play video games. Otherwise, I just can't do it. I can't. I have a hard time playing games on my phone for that very reason. Because I'm like, oh, you're number 3,042 out of all of those players. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes me feel great. But hey, there's another 3,000 people in front of me. I want to be number 1. But these guys are playing the game all day. I can't do it. I can't compete. Somebody sponsor me. Please.
And we're adults now. We have jobs and shit. We can't just, hey, I'm calling out of work again. Oh, my knee's hurting.
Yeah. I wish I could do that. I need a payday. Anybody want to sponsor me? Let me know. Just contact Shane.
Yeah. Just sponsor Jonate. And his so what is LiveEuphoric? I meant to ask you this. What is LiveEuphoric? So because I see you post things on Facebook. By the way, most of your posts are super positive. And you know what? I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm very, very like against all the negativity, especially Facebook. I've blocked so many people, like so many. Like if I scroll down and it's like, I don't want to see anything about fucking Trump. I don't want to see anything about baby mamas or bullshit ass daddies and all of this shit. Like, oh, so and so pray. I don't got time for that shit. I don't got time for that shit. I block your ass and I keep it moving. Right? And if you tag me in some shit, I'm gonna report your page. But yes, I try to keep it as positive as possible, just for the simple fact of like, I mean, I feel like there's enough negativity in the world that why just continue to feed into it?
It bothers the hell out of me. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on politically, but God, man, just stop.
Yeah, just stop. I mean, there's no point. Like, honestly, the way I look at it was I kind of had to take the approach that I was giving everyone else when Obama was in the office. It's like, well, damn, he's our president for 4 years, and then he got elected 4 more. So I'm like, okay, great. You have to deal with him for another 4 years. Like, anyways, so
we'd have to move on.
So LiveEuphoric is.
Then we have Kanye after that.
Yeah, let me not get on my free thinking rant because we can go for hours. But LiveEuphoric is the name of the website of my brand, which is called Euphoric Essentials, which is a lifestyle brand. I know a lot of people are like, oh, lifestyle brand, so like everything else. No, like this is actually catering to the entire person's lifestyle, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. And when it comes to designing products, since I have a background in industrial design, aka product design, it's more so giving the person exactly what they need from those levels and having the products to actually back it up. So in a nutshell, it's kind of broken up into segments. Like I have the big brand Euphoric Essentials, which is comprised of like footwear, regular like streetwear apparel, getting into cut and sew, like your average clothing essentials brand. And then there's an aspect called Euphoric Stones, which is getting more into like the healing properties of like your natural stones, like your amethysts, your corals, like, you know, your lava stones, jade stones, that, because all of those, you know, if you're reading up on them, like one of the biggest companies for doing it is a company called Neelia. You see all of the celebrities, you know, were rocking them when they first came out. But there's healing properties in those stones, so a lot of people say. And it's just really enhancing. You need
to talk to Ashley about it because she's all about it. She has some stones, so I'll show you. Yeah.
And so that's more so that aspect. And then like Euphoric Life is really catering to, you know, the person's daily life. Like with me, it's all about building the positivity, which is like the whole aspect of Euphoric. Like Euphoric is giving them that, above all, that orgasmic experience, the aha, like hallelujah moment, but for every day. So in everything that we do, we're trying to bring out that moment, whether it's with the fashion that we do, like we want you to feel great. So we're only using like high quality, like no BS fabrics, because we want you to feel great. You know, when it comes to the stones, we're using high quality stones. When it comes to giving advice, like with Euphoric Life, we have healthy living plans, fitness plans, and also like spiritual counseling and guidance that we're going to be rolling out, just so we can really like get in tune with the person, you know, because a lot of people, especially when it comes to like healthy living and fitness, the biggest thing is intimidation. And a lot of that I've seen a lot of the main reasons why people tend to kind of shy away and not really get that body that they dream of or that they really want. It's just due to their own perception. And it starts in their mind. So it's like breaking down those walls and really accepting where you are now and helping plan out for the future so that you can actually make those strides. And that's with anything, whether it's fitness, whether it's personal life. It's like we're going to get you a goal, and then we're going to work backwards. And that's your plan. And, you know, we're going to try to help build that success rate and keep you motivated, not creating big lofty goals. Like a lot of the stuff that we're going to be posting for workouts is things that you can do at home, because most people are too intimidated to go to the gym. Right. So it's really playing in on building that mentality, because once that mentality starts, everything else kind of trickles in effect.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the people set goals for themselves, but then their goals are way too high, and so when they don't reach it, like after day 4, they just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's impossible, and then they give up.
And that's because it was too lofty. Like, I mean, you have those goals, but then you have to have the sub goals. You know,
you gotta have those checkpoints.
Yeah, those checkpoints give you, like, they keep you motivated. Like, I'm not gonna sit down and, man, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna put up 300 pounds and I've never lifted weights. Like, that's no, you're gonna disappoint yourself. So
calm down, Arnold.
You know, if all you can lift at that point is, you know, your body weight, like, that's what I tell people a lot of times that are like wanting to get into it. Like, the most essential thing is a push-up, you know? Because if you're able to consistently do a push-up, you're going to get to doing your body weight. And your body weight is what's going to help drive you forward, you know? So that's your good starting point. And then just start to gradually increase. And the more that you have those positive, you know, those positive results, it's going to propel you to want to go every day. You know, if you're... I mean, if you're great at something in one day, like, it's not worth it.
Right.
You have to challenge yourself. I mean, we're humans. I feel like everybody gets bored quickly now, especially with technology.
Well, just humans get bored quickly, period.
I mean, I think somebody was saying, like, the attention span is at an all-time, like, low. Like, we have the worst attention span to, like...
Well, everything is given to us. You know, we don't have to work for anything, really.
Yeah. And so a lot of that is you know, a lot of that is taken out. So with the goal setting, they're wanting it handed to you, and I feel like the media and marketing kind of don't help it, because it's, get fit in 30 days. No, it's not going to work like that. And I mean, I can attest. Like, me and Zach went through. It's like, dude, saw this jack dude, you know, on there. He's like, Kino body, try it out. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, we both did
like,
Kino body.
I'm like, seeing this, and I'm like, okay, this dude was like 165, and then he jumped up. He's like, yeah, I put on 20 pounds of muscle in 90 days. I'm like, you fucking right, you did. I'm about to put 20 pounds of muscle on too. And I'm like, text Zach, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm about to hit this fucking gym. Like, I got a workout plan.
I'll pick you up.
Like, let's do it. And then it's like day 1, and we're going through it, and I'm like, all right, week goes by, month goes by, and I'm like, looking in the mirror, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the results, but like, where are my fucking Kino results, man? Like, everybody's getting Kino results, and I'm just like, mediocre. And then it's like, oh, well, for $10 more, you could have bought the meal plan that's going to help prep it. It's like, oh, great. Yeah, they didn't tell you about the meal plan.
Yeah, the eating part is half, like...
Dude, the eating part is like all of the battle.
It's the battle. Yeah. It's the entire battle.
It's the entire battle. It really is. Because if you look at more and more studies about like sugar and carbohydrates, like the keto diet is actually really popular right now.
I've seen some people
with good reason. That. It's basically the Atkins diet, but taken to its logical extreme. You know, it's like no bread, saturated fats, no sugar, just
well. And I can say the one person that I've really seen it transform, Missy Elliott. Oh my god!
I haven't seen her lately,
dude. You need. to
wait, yeah, you know she's on the keto diet.
Yes, she's literally glowing. Like you can see the difference, and it's amazing. You know, a lot of them are doing it. Like, Maya, she's completely vegan now. There's a lot of people that are like 100% vegan or like fruitarians, which I can kind of dig it. I eat fruit all the time, but I mean, kind of like
fruitarians. That's a little dangerous because that's a lot of sugar.
It is a lot of sugar,
and you know, and people, I say you probably should cool it with the fruit. It's like, well, it's good sugar. It's like, dude, sugar is sugar. There's no other like chemical
diabetes
composition.
is diabetes. Okay.
The only thing about eating fruit whole is actually it's the properties, the vitamin properties are activated by the fiber.
Yeah.
When you eat you're eating the fruit and not the sugar. Like the sugar's the worst part of the fruit.
Yeah. It's like, you're gonna get it. It's nature's candy. Cool. Yeah, I get it. But I think people are more so into it for like the water consumption. And that's kind of more so where I've taken the approach, because I'm a big alkaline guy, big Sebi follower. Rest in peace, Dr. Sebi.
Do you know about Dr. Sebi?
Who's Dr. Sebi?
One of the originals of natural healing. Amazing. One of the guys I actually had the pleasure of having multiple conversations with. Completely changed my mindset when it comes to eating. Basically, he kind of was like a natural healer, using the properties of removing mucus from the body and allowing your body to be at an alkaline state, which is a pH of 7.5 or higher. The natural human body thrives at like right around 8.5. And what that does is it eliminates all mucus. Now, any type of disease that you have is caused by mucus and bacteria. So if your body's at an alkaline state, mucus cannot survive, which means bacteria and cancer and herpes and AIDS and all of those type of things that thrive off of the bacteria can't survive either. And he was world renowned for like removing like all of these ailments. Like Lisa Left Eye Lopez was like one of the main like figures that he actually helped, because she went to him, I think she had herpes, and before she passed away, she was actually at his camp.
Girl was out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
I used to have it was funny. It's like I had a huge crush on Left Eye back in the 90s.
But I mean, it was one of those things where a lot of it was, you know, it was going around, and I think that's why she was in such that negative mind state, because she's like, you know, I'm stuck with this and it's uncurable. Yeah, it's uncurable. Like the definition of a cure is to have a synthetic version, like one shot. That's why there's no cure for cancer. There's no cure for AIDS, because there's not a shot. And that's just by the government regulations, but there are reversals. And that was what he kind of got in trouble for. But she was actually at his camp in Honduras before she died. Actually, when she had her wreck, she was leaving the convent, but he had completely removed, you know, her from herpes. One of his biggest claims to fame was Magic Johnson. Removed the HIV virus from Magic Johnson.
What?
Yeah, this stuff's all online.
Dude, I need to figure that out. I need to read that.
It's all online.
Because my thought was, he's using antiviral pills, and now it's
it's all natural. Everything that he does is all natural, and he's a big proponent. Like a lot of the things that he says sometimes seem skeptical, but he's only going off of what healed him.
Well, you're touching on something that there's a growing movement in just our society in general, and what it is like, okay, we have the scientific method, we have the materialist worldview. Things are things. You are a ball of molecules. You're a ball of meat going through this fucking universe on this rock that we call Earth, and that's it. There's nothing else. And I'm like, and more people are like, you know what? I don't know if that's sustainable. That philosophy of we're just a ball of meat. Like, no, there's something more. There's something more to it. And I think that's why these alternative healing processes are actually helping people. If nothing else, if you want to look at it in a materialist worldview, like, we have no idea why the what's the word I'm looking for when something has healed you and you have it's placebo. We have no idea why the placebo effect works, but it works
because everything starts in the mind.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of frequency, you know, studies that go about it. I mean, honestly, I'm a big proponent of LOA, which is, you know, the law of attraction. And you know, you know, everybody's always saying that if you can believe it and dream it, you can achieve it. And it's the truth. You know, think about all of the greats. Like, if they hadn't have had that preconceived notion, hey, I can do this, none of this would have ever gotten done. Even from the first caveman starting a fire, if he didn't understand that, man, maybe if I'm rubbing these sticks fast enough in this area and I can create a fire, that never would have happened.
Right.
So it's always been in the mind. And that's where a lot of it, even with the healing properties, when I actually had the opportunity to talk to Dr. Sebi, that was the one thing that he started off with. You know, do you believe that you can be healed from this? I always ask my patients, do they believe that they can be healed from this? You know, because that thought sets them up to receive the treatment. Because if you don't believe it, then the treatment's a waste. But if you do believe it, then you're going to be more positive and you're going to have that positive outcome that you can be. And that's where it starts. And all of getting your body in that alkaline state, it's just going to push it that further because you're going to want it more. You know,
right.
And it's the same thing with anything. You know, if you can, I mean, I'm big on like we were talking about relationships and stuff on the way over here. But it's like, if you believe that the relationship can work, it's going to work. If you don't believe it's not going to work, then guess what? It's not going to work, because in your mind, you've already set yourself up for failure. So
that's true.
And it's just basic.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the things that we're doing now, personally, I don't think it's more of the materialistic view. I think we're just getting back to the simplicity of life. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Because all of these practices are things that have always been around,
Yeah.
All of it's been around. I think the alkalinity part is just an addition. And it's helping people achieve what they're wanting to do quicker.
We're figuring it out. We're figuring out. I mean, the materialist kind of view of the world does have its utility, of course, because then we learn about biology. We learn about we learn about how things are really working. It has its utility, but at the same time, it's like there's something to be said for belief in something more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can't just believe like, I'm going to get better and then go to McDonald's and just eat McDonald's all day. It's not going to work. But if in order to believe, you also have to put in the work.
Yeah, you have to put in the work. And one of my favorite videos, man, and if you guys are listening, check it out. It's the one on Jim Carrey.
Oh God, Jim Carrey's been enlightening recently.
But this one's an old one.
Is it an older one?
He was on Oprah. And he was talking about the law of attraction. And he had already moved to LA and he was trying to pursue his acting career. And he came to a breaking point. And he was just like, I'm going to give it one last shot. Like, I'm literally going to put everything that I have. I believe that I can be this person. And he went and he was driving in his car. And just the thought, he made himself believe that he was driving this nice car. And immediately his mood changed. So he's driving around LA happy. And he starts to bring out these positive vibrations into the universe. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. And within that year, he ended up making $10 million off of Dumb and Dumber.
I remember. I actually watched that.
So that right there is a testament of setting it up. But I think the beautiful part about it was him explaining that it wasn't like I wrote the check and I put it away and I didn't do anything and it just happened. It was like, no, I was still pursuing my purpose and what I wanted to do. What I was going after that dream. And it just so happened to manifest in that way.
The law of attraction. When you say the law of attraction, people think of like, it's like magic woo-woo. And it's like, It's not really magic woo-woo. What it is you're opening yourself up to the possibility of good things happening to you. Yeah. And the reverse is true as well.
Absolutely.
If you feel like you're stupid or if you feel like you're not doing well and if you less good things start happening to you. Oh,
absolutely.
And you're attracting negative energy. Mm-hmm. And there's something to be said for that.
And the one thing that I do personally is I put everything on auto payment now because I hate seeing a bill. I'm not joking when I say this, because I don't want to see, you have a balance of negative $124, because in my mind I'm like, dang, that's money lost and I'm not gonna get that back, when in all reality it's like I already have that, so it's not like I lost it. So I'm removing all of that negative energy that's around me, so I don't have to think about it, so I can focus on making money. Like if I'm doing locks, which I do just about every day, I'm setting myself up for that, and I'm allowing myself to receive more clients. Like back in the day, I used to be like, man, I hate doing hair and I wish I didn't have any clients. And then it was like I didn't have any clients at one point, or I had like 2 or 3, and I'm like, well, dang, I really need money. Like I wish I had more clients. And it's like, well, either you want more clients or you don't. So it's like, all right, let me figure out why I love to do hair, and it's for the people. Yeah. For the people that I'm helping. And I started focusing on that, and I'm like looking up, and I'm booked for half of a month. You know, that's why it's been taking us so long to shoot this podcast now. Because it's like, hey, Shane, got to reschedule. I got 4 appointments today after work. But I'm allowing myself to have that money to come around. Like, even with building and establishing good credit, it's like, man, I want to make sure that I'm sending out everything that I possibly can be. And when it comes to me designing my products and everything, I feel like a lot of times I've lost multi-million-dollar deals just from the aspect of walking into it, having that belief that something's going to go wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Even if it's just the slightest, like, oh man, they might reject me because, you know, they might not believe in the product. Or like the dumbest thing, oh, I'm a black guy. They could be racist. Like, I mean, you're counting the cards against you. So now I'm trying to force myself to think in every situation as a positive one.
So how do you balance, since you're kind of touching on, so how do you balance like a sense of confidence with too much confidence and then you seem cocky? You know, like, because that also has a negative effect of everyone around you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I remember listening to some lecture and they was talking about game theory and how, you know, the world that we live in right now is just a series of games.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is. And so if you play the game fairly, then you open yourself up to being invited to play more games.
Yeah.
You know, and if you lose, you have to act as if you won. You know, like it's like a game. And, you know, it's like if let's say you're at a hockey game or you're at a basketball game and you're a really good player. You know, you're just the fucking best, you know, and you destroy the team. And then you act all like, I'm the biggest motherfucker here. Motherfuck you and fuck you. And you're like, you just like have this attitude of like, I'm the best, you know. And people don't want to play with you.
Yeah.
You might be the best, but like we don't want to hang out with you now. We don't want to play with you.
Absolutely.
You know, you're taking the fun out of it.
Absolutely.
And then the opposite is true too, is when you lose and then you just blame everything on the ref. You blame, you know, just like, fucking I suck, you suck, everyone like no one wants to play with you again. So the opposite is true. Yeah. So it's like riding that balance. It's like riding that edge. Like you're disappointed in yourself, but you want to do better. You know? I
think it all comes back to having the goals. You know, that we talk about. I mean, you have an agenda. I know for me personally, like anytime I'm going to present, you know, a lot of my products, it's having the goal of, okay, this is what they're expecting of me. And as long as I have all of these things that I expect of myself and I can check mark all of those, I can be confident in what I'm presenting. I can't tell you you're going to like this, but I'm going to sell it the best that I can. If you don't get on board, then in my eyes, it just might not be meant for you.
Right.
You know, whereas in the past, I would go in like, okay, I got this meeting and they're going to love it. Like they don't have a choice. And I get in and the attitude is really aggressive and people pick up on that. And it's like any question that they have, you're being defensive instead of being open to what they're actually asking. And you allow yourself to kind of be set up for that failure or that hurt. So with me, I try to make sure that I cross all of my T's and dot my I's to make sure that I'm happy with the presentation, you know, and how I deliver it. And if they receive it, then they receive it. If they don't, then it's back to the drawing board and I ask questions related to what they liked or what they did not like about the presentation. Yeah, so you can improve because it's all about improvement. And with them, honestly, it might just be the wrong time or just not their scope. Like I had an investor with one of the, you know, with some headphones that I've been designing for a while, like absolutely in love with the project. Like I showed him everything. We went through the presentations. I showed him like profit, how I was going to do the marketing campaign, like everything to the T. And he's literally sitting in here, eyes are like big. And I'm like, okay, like he's hooked.
Got him.
And he's looking at me, he's like, you know, Johnathan, like I have to tell you, like this is the best work that I've ever seen. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is going great. Like I know this guy's sealed. And then he starts talking about previous investments. And I'm like, okay, well, all these guys are asking for a larger amount of money. So what I'm doing, and I'm showing him how he can get his return back, how we're going to do it, everything's lined up. And he's like, I love it so much that I want to make sure that I don't ruin it. And I'm like, okay, like how can you ruin it? You're just investing your money. I'm going to be doing everything else. But it was more so of him wanting to make sure that if he couldn't help me get in the right direction, he wanted it to be associated with someone who could, you know? And I had to respect that because I'm like, okay, cool. The last thing I want to do is to have X amount of dollars on the table and this guy like questioning whether he's the right person for it.
Right.
You know, because when you're investing, it's a two-way street. Like he has to believe in it as much as you do. And he has to believe that the investment that he's putting in is going to be worthwhile. And the slightest amount of doubt can kill everything because it comes to being a second guess or micromanaging, and then the vision crumbles. Yeah. And I respected him greatly, more so for that than wanting to take it on, you know. But he put me in contact with a lot of different people that I've been talking to. But it was more so me getting the structure down because I already know what I'm capable of doing and I already have the figures. I've just been like terrified of the crowdsourcing fund. Like everybody's like, you need to go on Kickstarter. You need to go on
like
Indiegogo. You need to go on Shark Tank. And I'm just like, no. They're
Dude,
like,
if
why?
you're on Shark Tank, man, that'd be awesome.
I think I would have fun,
like
but I think
poll
that
or something. Like vote for him.
yeah. I mean, if you guys feel like I should, you know, put my Kickstarter out or go on Shark Tank, like drop some comments or like do a poll or like we'll do a poll.
Yeah, do a poll, man.
Yeah, you should do a
a
poll.
Twitter poll.
We'll do a poll, man, and I'll give it a shot. I'd have fun, but I think it'd be more so like a mind game.
Have you considered doing, I don't know, something like a YouTube channel?
I have.
You know,
but I will tell you this interview, like this podcast, is actually helping me because a lot of it in the beginning was the fear of the unknown. Like,
oh yeah,
what am I even going to talk about? Like, I
felt.
I have a lot of things that I could, you know, that I'm very diverse on.
But here's the thing: is like, you know, if I could give you any sort of advice, since me, you know, diving into this whole fucking thing, because after Five Knives had broken up, and we were kind of like, I don't know, what the fuck am I gonna do? I mean, like, I could do the gigging drummer thing. I could do that. I could try to do the studio drummer thing, but we're in fucking Nashville. There's studio drummers out here that are just insanely amazing, and they've been doing it for years. So I'll be working at something really hard, and you know what? I actually don't think I want to do that. What do I like? I like watching YouTube videos. I like podcasts. I like video games. What can I do? Oh, let me just do a fucking YouTube channel and have everything that I love and see if it works.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do some drum covers too. That's how I actually started it, was doing drum covers because I am a drummer. But, you know, and it was scary at first, especially the podcast version, because I considered myself not very good with my words because I've always been a drummer.
Yeah.
I've never been out front, you know, in the front. And this is what here I am. This is me with all my flaws and all my... all my hang-ups. This is me. What's up? What are you gonna do? You know, like, I've never been that type of guy. And so originally I wanted to do with video games, the podcast, and then I realized, you know, all my friends aren't huge video game players. You know, like and I'm obsessed with other things too. I'm like philosophy, psychology. Sometimes I get into the whole atheist religion battle. You know, sometimes, and I'm fascinated by that conversation. And honestly, I just love sitting down talking with my friends about whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
I just bought some mics and I just, you know, researched a little bit and figured out some Final Cut Pro stuff, and here we are.
And here we are.
And here we are.
But yeah, I think it's pushing me over the edge. And it was funny because I am so positive on Facebook that it was like kind of inspiring. Like people were like, you know, because I post a lot of spiritual, you know, stuff.
Yeah, you should do something like that.
But and it was so weird because like all of the people that really know me, like I'm quite like, I'll talk to anybody, but majority of the time I'm like soaking it all in, like I people watch. And like I had all these people that were just like, walk into your calling, you're gonna be a pastor, and I'm just like, no, me and God talk a lot.
Dude,
and,
you should do your. And being a pastor is like it's not
in the cards. You know, I love motivating people. I love inspiring
That's
people.
what I'm saying, dude. You should have like a YouTube channel where you sit down or stand up, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
And then you just talk to the camera and you just tell what you're thinking that day.
Yeah.
Like what inspires you that day, or what you saw that day that you think that someone could improve on.
Yeah.
You know, and then you could just, dude, that you'd be great at that.
Dude,
Yeah, and
it's
I
like
mean-
a Hitch for the soul.
For the soul,
He needs
yes.
his own movie.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, and it's the more that people are coming to me with it. Like I even made a poll. I was just like, you know, if I was to do a podcast, would anybody listen? And people are like, yes, do one. And I was like,
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, I'm actually doing a podcast tonight, so we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I love the atmosphere of it. And I mean, I love everything with the branding. And I'm a big like brand person. Like I love creating a brand. And I feel like as a whole, there's not many brands that like actually kind of dive into what I'm doing like that. And that's the most important thing that I say, like that I personally believe will differentiate Euphoric Essentials as a whole in the future, is the fact that we're actually looking to like interact with the people. Excuse me. But like with a lot of your quote unquote like lifestyle brands, like 100% honest, Ralph Lauren is a lifestyle brand. Mm-hmm. When you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, because they don't do just fashion, they do
Whole bunch of other shit.
home improvement stuff and things like that. That's what they typically consider a lifestyle brand.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see lifestyle, it's like I see the entire person. Like I love fashion because certain brands, like when you put them on, you can feel an immediate shift in your confidence. Like I'm no joke. Now I can't say that about where it's going right now.
I have this conversation with a girl that I work with, and she loves like the name brand shit.
Yeah.
Shayna,
Oh yeah.
this camera.
It's all good. But you're touching on something. You're touching on something where it's like it's something else. It's something inside somebody that they put something on.
Yeah, there's a superficial reason.
There's a superficial reason to it. But I also feel like
It's a mental thing, too.
yeah, I mean it is, because I mean when you look good, you feel good. It's that. It's that whole mentality, and I mean I'm like that, you know, as well. But I'm also a very realistic person. Like I'm not about to blow the bank on some Gucci pants that I'll probably wear once or twice. So,
but you wear those pants when it's a special occasion.
When it's a special occasion. But on the flip side, I can save my bucks and I can go to TJ Maxx. Plug, sponsor your boy Johnathan. I need a TJ Maxx.
He's set up for
card,
YouTube.
man.
He's
Oh
set
my
up.
gosh. But yeah, no, like I'm constantly at TJ Maxx. Actually, my entire outfit that I have on, minus my shoes, actually came from TJ
Dude,
Maxx.
TJ Maxx is lit for the underwear too.
Oh,
Like, I'll go in there
bro.
and like snatch up Calvin Klein.
Like that's a whole nother podcast for another day. Like men's underwear, and that's one of the areas that I want to tackle as a designer is men's underwear, because everyone
I bet you didn't think we were going to talk about that.
about men's underwear, bro. Like I cannot.
So everyone's been talking about MeUndies. Are you about MeUndies?
No, I'm not
Hold
about
up.
MeUndies, but I will say this: I'm into. Oh my gosh, this is another plug sponsor. Pair of Thieves. Look them up if you guys have never heard of them. Pair of Thieves, literally the best underwear I've ever purchased in my life. You can
I've
catch
never
them
heard
at
of
Target.
them.
Target, bro.
Really?
Pair
Target.
of Thieves.
Pair of Thieves. It has a bear logo and he has like a bandana across his face and it looks like a thief.
He's thugging.
It's dope as hell. But yeah, men undies. That's
Nice.
But yeah, I forgot what we were how we even got on that.
Yeah.
But yes, superficial reasons. But I mean, I feel like if you look good, you feel good.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But are superficial reasons really superficial and ridiculous? Because, you know, why would you spend $500 on a pair of jeans? And I think you're right. It's a mental aspect
it's
to
a
it.
mental thing. And also too, I feel like the perception of meeting people, because I'm like that, and I mean, hell, Zach's like that. I mean, he changed clothes and he looked great before we came over. He's like, dude, I want to change my clothes. And I'm like, all right,
Dude,
cool.
you have no idea. You don't have to
Yeah,
tell me.
Another
chair's
Another 30
closed all the
minutes,
time
and
for
it
no
feels
reason.
like I'm standing in there, and it's like the little SpongeBob bleep. It's like 2 hours later, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, man, I'm just about to shave real quick," and then he's like, "Dude, try this hair stuff out," and I'm like, "Bro, like we were supposed to be here like 45
I'm so ADD. I'll be like, "Hey, man, well, check this out. I just got this thing in the mail, dude."
Oh yeah, and man, I just finished this beat, so check it out. Let me hear it. I'm like, dude, like. Shane's like, yeah, just get here when you can. And
when Zach was in Five, when me and him were touring together, and Zach would take longer to. We had a girl in our band, okay? When you have a girl in the band, and she was all about fashion and looking good, you know, and stuff like that. So she would take her time, but she would get done before Zach.
And it is so fast. Well, here's the thing, all right? Me and Anna were roommates on the road, so I can say this. She won't care. But she goes so fast. She gets ready. She always would take showers and stuff at night, and then she'd be solid.
That's smart.
Okay.
That's smart.
A shower in the morning is coffee for me. Like I can drink 2 cups of coffee and just go back to sleep. But if I have a shower, I'm like,
you're set.
I'm
You're up.
wide awake. I'm ready, and so I take my time. I'll take a shower, relax. I'm like mentally resetting in the morning.
I'm the same way.
I have to have it.
And I'm late to work every single day. Because I should probably get up at like 6:45 to take a shower, just so by the time I get out it's 7:30. But I'll get in at like 7:30 and I'll get out and it's like 7:57. I gotta be at work at 8, and I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. At least I'm refreshed for the day. Like, I gotta be mentally prepared to go into this hellhole. So I'll be 3 or 4 minutes late. #plug don't fire me. But yeah, back to the whole clothing thing. I feel like the looking good and the feeling good is a part of that perception, because everybody they want to look good. I mean, when you walk up, your first impressions are everything. And I feel like that's what a lot of it is based off of. And then just overall acceptance. I mean, I hate the people that are like, I call them like label whores, that they have to have the highest fashion stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a place for it. But when you look and see like how it's made, and I researched this a lot, like,
it's the same shit.
It's the same shit. Like, and
it's the same shit.
And it blew my mind. And this was one thing that like completely like really brain fucked me. I was watching a documentary on this Chinese factory, and they were making, basketball shoes. And Stephon Marbury comes up, and his shoes are being made in this Chinese factory. And I'm like, yo, these are pretty dope. And he's like, yeah, I'm like really wanting to make sure that everybody can have a pair of Stephon Marbury shoes, And he plays in China. So he's making a killing, and he's telling people how he's making a killing by all of his shoes being sold in China. And then they switch to another clip, and out of that same factory, they're making Michael Jordans. And the price point is literally the same to make. And when you leave, and when it goes out to the store, it's retail $250. Stephon Marbury's $35. And I get, if there's any sports people, I understand like, oh well, it's Jordan and Stephon Marbury, but it's the same fact of it's the exact same material. Like, I mean, you're paying for that name and that brand that he's established. Like, kudos for him. But on the flip side, it's what could you be doing more?
Well, people also use it for a form of status.
Yeah, and I get all of that too, but I feel like there's already enough boundaries as it is to be like, oh my God, you got a pair of Jordans and I'm wearing Walmart shoes. And I feel like that sets a lot of people up for failure, because you already become judgmental. And growing up, like, I mean, I grew up poor, so my mom was like, I have 5 kids, ain't nobody wearing no Jordans. Like, I'm sorry,
we're getting
like,
Shaq shoes.
we can't afford those. Like, shameless plug, I never had Shaq shoes, but
Me neither.
I did have Shaq shoes,
Shaq
actually.
shoes.
but I used to see them when we walked around, and I would cringe at the fact, like, I hope she doesn't pick these up, because I'm not wearing these.
I always wore Converse, girl.
But like, I see that, and it's like, I think what changed my reality and my perception on it, man, was actually seeing somebody get bullied for not having Jordans on. And I didn't have a pair of Jordans on, But I'm like, just the status quo of like, oh man, you got Jordans, you're the shit. And I'm like, dude, like, I can't afford, like, my parents can't afford Jordans. So like, does that not make me the shit? But everybody's like, you know, like, Jonate, you dress very well. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, that's cool. And I'll never forget this. Like, my brothers took it to the T. Like, my older brother, Tyke, he took it to the T. Because he was like, you know, we grew up around a mix of, you know, a good blend. So we hung around a lot of black people. Like, we grew up around black people in the hood, but we also had a lot of white friends. And just being in that blend, we got to see the best of both worlds. You know, so we learned how to like dress up and have that prep style look, but we also could like dumb it down and throw on some jeans and bust some slack and like be cool, like chill in the hood. So doing that, we were able to like kind of merge. And the coolest thing that I ever seen and that I adopted, you know, from them was they played basketball at Franklin High, and instead of them wearing dress up shoes, they went to Walmart and they bought the $10 pair of shoes, and all of his friends wore them.
That's cool.
And they literally made that shoe cool for their group of people. But nobody would ever talk shit to them because they're all big black guys that beat the shit out of anybody. So they didn't have anything to worry about. But I saw it and I was like, damn, like, those are dope. And so by the time I got to high school, we were, I think, yeah, it was freshman year. We were all playing football and they were talking about like, oh, what are you going to wear on game day, da-da-da. And so they're like, make sure you wear black shoes. Like black sneakers. And I'm like, dog, I don't want to go buy, you know, sneakers. So I went and asked my mom, I'm like, can we go to Academy and get some black shoes? And she's like, no, but we can go to Walmart. And I'm like, Walmart don't have no damn black shoes. I'm like, what is this woman talking about? And I walked in and I'm like looking at the shoes and I see the Shaq shoes and I'm like, oh, hell no.
Shaq shoes.
Like no, no offense to Shaq. Like Shaq, if you were to ever listen to this and you need like a shoe designer, like holla at your boy. Like plug number 15.
Yeah, he needs to make Shaq shoes again, man.
I mean, he still sells them in Walmart to
Does
this
he
day.
really?
Yeah, to
oh
this
my
day.
God, that's
like,
amazing.
I mean,
Jonate is Shaq plugging everybody right now. Shaq's in every commercial.
Man, I wish.
Oh God,
give me an icy hot plug. Yeah,
icy.
But I saw those and like I'm looking at them, and man, it was so funny because I look right beside them and they're these black old man shoes. And if y'all ever been in Walmart, y'all know what the black old man shoes are.
You talking about the orthopedics?
With the Velcro
Yeah.
Laces on them.
Yeah.
And they had them in black, gray, and white. And I was like, dang, the black ones don't actually look that bad. And so I'm like, I sucker my mom, you know, because I can be a fashionista sometimes, man. I suckered her. I'm like, okay, mom, can you do me a favor? She's like, well, I was like, we need to go back home. And she's like, why? I'm like, cuz I need to get my jersey. You know, I want to put everything on to make sure it looks good. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no. I'm like, please. She's like, no. I'm like, can I see your phone? She's like, why? Call my grandmother. I'm like, Granny, can you meet us at Walmart? Can you grab my jersey? She's like, yes, baby. I'm like, score. So I'm like,
get the grandma.
I'm like, gotta get black shorts. I'm like, black shorts, cool. And like back in the day, 2003, Dickies were the shit.
Yeah, they were.
Dickies were the shit.
I used to kill some Dickies.
Dickies were the shit, and a fresh crease up the side. Like, oh my! You talk about like cholo status, like dog. I had to have them, and so I go and I get the black Dickies. My grandma shows up with my jersey, so I put the jersey on. I tried the black Dickies on, and I went and got the all black dad, you know, the grandpa shoes. And my mom is like literally laughing at me, and she's like, you better off getting the Shaq shoes. And I look at her and I'm like, I'm not getting the Shaq shoes. She's like, so you gonna wear some granddaddy shoes? I'm like, yo, these actually kind of fresh. And so I'm staring in the mirror and I'm like, how can I like spice these up a little bit? And they got like the two little Velcro straps. And I was like, I'm gonna unbutton. I'm gonna leave one of them wide open, and I stood it straight to the top.
Yeah.
Did the other one, and I'm looking and I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I leave, and I had braids at the point, so I'm like, yes, I just got a fresh edge up. I got my hair braided. Like, I'm gonna drop the M-bomb. A nigga was fresh as hell. Like, straight up, I was fresh, and so I'm like confident. So I'm walking into school the next day. My homies was like, bro, where you get them shoes from? I'm like, Walmart. And they like, swear to God. I'm like, bro, like, swear, dog. Like, you see the athletic work shoes? Like, dog, don't play me. Bro, I had 10 dudes skip class and go to Walmart just so they could get the athletic work shoes.
Dude, I'm telling you. You know, like, you're hitting on something that's like, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's how you wear it. It's how you wear it. You know, because my buddy Kyle, he got into... This is really, we make fun of him for this, but he started wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
You know? And so you look at Crocs, you look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they're Crocs. Yeah. But after a while, it started looking good. I didn't admit this. I never admitted this to him. Okay? And he said, because we always just would take turns making fun of him. Like, you look like an old man, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you guys, wait, this is the most comfortable shoe you ever fucking wear. And then he bought all of us Crocs.
Nice.
And I think I'm the only one that actually tried them on. I wear them all the fucking time. I wear them all the time.
See, and it's just,
I don't care.
It's just it's that spark. But if you never would have seen it, then you never would have tried it. And like to end the little story, as we progressed, before I graduated, we were responsible for the price of that shoe going up in Walmart because we bought so many of them. Like, I literally bought the white ones, I bought the gray ones, and I bought the black ones. 3 pair of shoes. That was $30. Like, literally, that was $30.
They were only $10.
They were $10. So no joke. Every Friday, like, if we messed them up, like, fuck going to clean them off, go buy a new pair. It's $10. So we were literally...
It'd be more expensive to get them trying to clean.
Yeah.
So we would literally get everything set up. And like, we had one dude that would literally walk around with a bag, like one of our gym bags, and we would throw all the shoes in there, like Velcro them up so all the sizes match, and we would drop them off at the Goodwill every single week.
That's awesome.
But it was funny because all of the workers at Walmart could notice when we were coming in, and then it became a ritual. So everybody was like, okay, hey, what time y'all going to Walmart? Also, y'all gonna be there at 9:30? Bet. And so we walking in 50, 60 players deep, getting these shoes. And so they had to, they literally had to make sure that they had enough stock because they knew every Friday that they did it. And I kid you not, I wore that sneaker up until college. And it was so funny because I almost sparked it at college, at Auburn. And I literally had one football player. I was coming across campus, and they call me Genuine in Auburn. You know, for all the people that know me, you know, in Auburn, I go by the nickname Genuine. Long story, but he was walking. You know, he seen me walking across the concourse, and he was like, "Wine." I'm like, "What up?" He's like, "Come here, man." And I walk over. He's like, "Bro, I was trying to figure out what kind of shoes you had." He's like, "Those icy to the motherfucker." I'm like, "Bruh, they from Walmart." He's like, "Bruh, swear to God." I'm like, "Dead ass, bruh." I'm like, showing the bottom, and he just bust out laughing. He's like, "Bro, I'm finna get me like 50 pair tonight, dog." And he's like, "Are they comfortable?" I'm like, "Bruh, these the best damn shoes ever." And so he started wearing them. And like, one of my teammates was like, "Hey, bro, like, nah, you gotta kill that shit. You can't walk around with us with these old man shoes on, bro." Like, we got a Nike sponsor at Auburn. Like, bro, you better wear these Nike shoes.
The business came in.
Well, no, it was just like, I mean, you getting free shoes. Like, bro, don't be walking around in the fucking Athletic Works.
That's true.
But then, you know, it actually came up to a business move because one of the reps that actually gets all of the contracts for the school was out of practice. And, you know, everybody walking down, and I got these fucking granddad shoes on. He's like, "So we sending y'all all these shoes and you pick these?" and they like, "Man, don't mind G, man. He different." But yeah, Athletic Works, man.
Dude, that's amazing. I had no idea that this podcast would go down that route, but that's a fucking amazing story.
I mean, it is. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that it's really not about...
So, if I get you a pair of Crocs, will you start to rock them? Will you rock the Crocs?
Man, you have to get... Man, you can't give me the traditionals, man. Not the traditionals because they got the little bubble top on the toe.
There's a variety now.
It'll make me look like a Ninja Turtle. So, you know, if you can give me some ones that look decent, I ain't seen no decent ones, but you know, hey.
Well, they make them all different colors and stuff now. Like,
but you gotta get me the Crocs. You can't give me no knockoff version because I want to experience like the actual Croc brand to see what makes them so special.
I have some here. I'll let you try. I'll let you try a pair on.
Okay. So
have you ever tried a pair of Crocs on?
I've never tried a pair.
All
this
right.
might
You know what I've always wanted to try on? Those shoes that like they go around your toes.
Hell no.
You ever seen those?
Wait, the 5 fingers?
Each toe has a little grip.
They're like shoes but socks at the same time.
And every time you see somebody wearing them, they're like, "Don't hate. They're the most comfortable shoes you've ever put on."
Hey, look, dog.
It's like the whole Croc story.
Look, dog. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
I've always just wanted to try.
If you a grown ass man and you come around me with some 5 fingers on, dog, I'm gonna purposely step on your toe as hard as I fucking can, just so you can get away from me.
Just from a practical standpoint.
Man, look, I can't, no.
Just from a practical standpoint.
I can't even justify that.
You know, like, okay, so I have this argument with my wife all the time. You know, because she loves flip-flops. She loves them. And her friend loves them, too.
Yeah.
And I cannot stand them. I cannot stand flip-flops. Because, number one, you got this fucking thong right between your big toe and your middle toe. And how is that comfortable? How is that comfortable to anybody?
Dude,
and they flipped. The flip flop. That noise drives me crazy. I cannot stand it. And what drives me even more crazy is when guys wear those sandals with socks.
Hey, dog, I think that's the athletic
the slides.
thing.
I can't stand it.
That's the athletic thing. I used to wear the socks and the slides too.
But don't you slip? Don't you lose your flip flop because it's slick? No, you're lying to me.
No, I'm serious. You gotta get the right slides, dog.
This is another. Like you have to wear it right.
Yeah, you really do.
Okay,
and I think it just got popular because a lot of the guys have like designated basketball shoes. Like if you a real hooper, you're not gonna wear your shoes like on the concrete and then go jump on the hardwood floor. You're gonna ruin the grip. So they wear the slides so they can just slip them on, throw the shoes on.
Dude, speaking of shoes, this just reminded me because back when I was playing basketball years ago, and I don't know if they were Jordans or not. I don't think they were Jordans, but they were the shoes that had the leather that you zipped up. Mm-hmm. Do you remember those at all?
The gloves.
Were they called gloves?
Yeah.
Where you zipped them up, you know?
Yeah, those were the gloves, the Gary Paytons.
Yes, the Gary Payton shoes.
Yes.
Yes. I died for those pair of shoes. They were like $120. They were like $120.
Damn.
And I was trying to convince my mom, because I was playing basketball at the time. And my mom was like, why do you need $120 pair of basketball shoes? They're no different than any other shoe that's you know, like
because
Pumas.
They make you jump higher.
Yeah. But it's like, Mom, all the cool kids have them.
All the cool kids
I have to have them, Mom. I have to.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, no, the gloves were dope, man. But my shoe was the Boings.
The Boings?
They had the spring in the back.
Boings, yes! Oh my god, I remember those.
I think I had them in all of our like alternate colors, so like the black, maroon, the white. just so I could switch them up on the court.
Now, it's because I can't remember if like this is based in any sort of scientific knowledge whatsoever, but like the air bubbles in the shoes, does that do anything?
It's comfort, but I mean,
is it just comfort, or
once it pops, you're fucked because your shoe will squeak. That's why I'll never buy the Air Maxes, even the new ones that are dope as hell. Man, it's like I tried them on at Foot Locker, and it's like walking on a cloud. But I feel like if my girl ever got mad, she like safety pin those shits, and they done. They like $250. You know what I'm saying? That might be like it's kind of that's daycare for 2 weeks. So I gotta think twice before I do something like that. I'm like, man, look, I'm just gonna stick with these Chelseas because worst come to worst, like, you know. The more they get tore up, the better they look sometimes. So
you seem to be into the shoe world.
Yes.
You see, more than me.
Yes.
And maybe you too.
Definitely.
What about
he's in it more?
So
than
what's
me,
this
but
deal
I like
about
shoes.
the Yeezys? Are they cool or are they not cool?
Man,
I hear back and forth.
You want to get on it?
I'm not super savvy on the Yeezy game.
I'll say this.
So you can take that one for sure.
This new shit he on with these like...
Oh, the ugly dad sneaker look?
Like the Skechers from 92. That shit gotta go. Like,
I haven't gotten into that. What are they
called? I gotta look them up.
I think they're called the Calabasas.
I don't even know how you spell that.
Are you talking about the brown ones? No, the sand ones?
The white ones. Yeah, they're like a tan. I mean, some of them... Honestly, I haven't seen one person that will wear them to the point of where like, oh, that looks dope. They just look like shit. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, they look like shit.
Are they Reebok?
They look sort of tactical.
Adidas.
All right, well,
and he's just on this like weird shit. I honestly can't even blame Kardashian for that shit either, because like, he's just like in his own world right now.
I'm looking up at Adidas Yeezy right now. Calabasas. It's actually pretty dope.
Now, which one is that?
Show me.
The black.
No, those are different. Okay,
those are different.
Yeah,
okay,
those are the different ones. Hold on.
Because they kind of remind me of like old school Vans. Like
these are almost like the old schools, like when they first came out. Hold on.
They look kind of like the Reebok workouts that I'm way into those. I've been thinking
those
about picking those up.
So
I used to be so into shoes. I used to be in Pro Keds for a while there.
Yes. They're the 500s. Those are trash.
Easy Oh, ew.
Yeah, those are trash. They look like he glued a bunch of marshmallows on them. They're trash.
Oh my god, those are gross.
These new
those do look like dad shoes. They look like the shoes for your dad.
And let's see. There's another one. The Boosts are actually pretty dope. I mean, they're I can give them, but buying dead stocks and everything for $400 or $500, no, I ain't with all that. Like, I'm cool. Like it's not that crucial to me. But,
yeah, I would never pay $400 for some Yeezys.
The Gucci's, and I think they're Gucci Yeezys. No, those are dope because I like the Gucci logo, except the Boost. But they have some Gucci dad shoes that are like terrible.
Really?
Yeah, they're the ones that...
Are they just going to make a genre dad shoe?
Isn't it? They're calling it dad shoe, right?
They should just call it dad shoe because that's what people call it anyway.
I take that back. It's the Balenciaga
That's
shoe.
right.
Balenciaga. Oh my gosh. These are god awful. I don't even want to show you the shoe because it's that ugly.
I need to see it.
They look like 90s kids shoes, you know?
No, that's not like, dude. Some of these designers be on, like, y'all need to leave the dust alone.
Wow, that's really not...
It's not.
All right, my favorite shoe growing up that I had was the Pippins that said Air on the side of them. I loved those. You remember those, Shane?
Hang on, I think I remember. Pippin shoe.
And it had Air giant on the side.
I remember that. Dude, kids would wear that.
A few pairs of those.
The black. Did you have the black or white?
The black and white ones.
The black and white ones, yeah. Dude, yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Those were dope.
Those came out about the same time Space Jam was popping.
Yes.
Dude, you could catch me in my front yard. I thought that was awesome.
The shoe I never got into was the Allen Iversons, bro.
So
I was terrible at basketball.
I heard this rumor a long time ago, speaking of Space Jam. Is LeBron James going to do a fucking Space Jam movie?
He shouldn't. He should honestly leave that
I don't know if he should after this season. He might need to disappear for a year.
I never watched the NBA finals. I was too busy watching.
He lost every final game.
Oh yeah, he was swept.
He got swept.
I was too busy watching the NHL hockey because
Kings.
The Knights.
The Knights,
Vegas Golden Knights, first year ever.
Did they win?
No, but they went to the Stanley Cup, which is like incredible.
Yeah.
That's an incredible feat. First year ever.
Awesome.
Damn,
they lost handily. Actually, now that I think about it, they won the first game and then lost at least they didn't get swept. God damn it! If they got swept, I'd have been like so disappointed. But they won the first game. They just couldn't find their footing in the last three. But it was super cool. It was super fun, and now I'm like really into hockey. I was never into hockey until I moved here and the Preds started doing really well. Yeah. And I was like, okay, now I think I can be a Preds fan. And then Vegas got their own team, and I was like, now I'm a Knights fan. I'm a Knights fan, and they're also getting the Raiders too.
Are they
Vegas.
really?
Yeah,
Pimped
Vegas
out.
next
I heard
year.
about that.
Yes, they're getting pimped out. Like these Reebok Question Mid-E's right here. These are dope as shit. Sorry, guys. I'm still on shoes.
Dude, Reebok is definitely killing it, though.
Sorry, guys.
I've been looking at
I
Reebok.
completely just switched over. I'm like, damn. Like, I ain't never seen these.
I remember those.
Yeah, these are the Allen Iversons, dog.
Yeah, the
Like, these
AIs
guys-
were sick
Dude,
back in the day.
all the nostalgia.
Oh, the Iversons.
Yeah, I think they brought him back, too. I think they're
Yeah.
selling them again.
They brought
Dude,
them
I
back,
remember Iverson created this move
bro.
in basketball. And I remember this because I was in 7th grade and I was playing basketball for 1 year, and everyone was talking about the move behind the back, but he would fake it. He would fake the move behind the
And
back
then
and
bring
go
it
around the
back.
other way.
Yeah,
And no one had ever done that apparently.
Yeah.
and then lay it up. Yep. I
you ever-
stole that on the playground.
Have you ever seen that picture of him and he's like sitting on the sidelines at a game and his mom's doing his cornrows?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Dude, he
that was, so funny. Dude
was the
didn't give a
pimpest-
shit.
Dude was honestly, he was a culture icon, and he doesn't get enough credit because
That's a good point.
when he came out with the braids, dog. I think the first time I saw him, I was like, yo, I gotta get those. Until I sat down and realized how long that shit took. and how tight that shit was. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna just stick with the straight to the back so that I can be done in like 20 minutes. Because I sat down for like 2 hours.
2 hours.
It looked really good, but
The girl that I work with, she has really long braids, like really long. And I asked her how much. I mean, you have long braids, so
Yeah.
you probably know. Like fucking to
To
her
the hip?
ass, you
Yeah.
know?
Like microed out, or does she do like
I don't know.
braid
what
it
just like the
micro means.
cornrows.
like twist
No,
almost
not
like
no,
that?
like hanging down. Like,
so are they like dreadlocks?
yeah, dreadlocks,
Oh,
but
nice.
they're braids.
Yeah.
You know? And I asked her like, how long did it take for those braids to look the way they look? She goes, 5 hours. 5 hours sitting in a chair getting your hair done. I was
No.
like, I don't care. It looks great. It's like you look the best you've ever looked. But god damn, like, nuh-uh, I can't do that. There's no way.
I actually have a little longer than that.
Oh, how long? How long is your longest time sitting in a chair?
When I got these started, it literally took 22 hours. So we did them over the course of 2 days.
So the longest time you were sitting in the chair?
12 hours.
12 fucking hours. Oh
Well,
my god.
I won't say
Hell no.
I won't say sitting, but I actually changed positions a whole lot just because it is a long time. I watched a lot of movies, and the lady that started she had a little girl, and I think we watched The Lion King like 4 times on the second day because she was so obsessed, and I was just kind of like, I didn't care at that point. But yeah, no, the first day it was 12, and then the second day it was 10, and I'll never do it again. That's why I'm never cutting my hair.
Don't do it.
But
Don't
I
do
mean,
it. That's too much time.
I've literally, when I started my sister's hair, she has what they call sister locks, so they're like mine. It took me a week, just because I couldn't stand there for like that, and I was just like, no,
That's dedication.
we're gonna space this out.
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, but I mean, the beautiful part about this is I only have to, you
Yeah.
only do it once.
That
and
makes sense because you're putting in the time.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can relax.
Yeah, and
You
you
don't have to
know,
worry
now
about
I'll
it.
just like fly through them and like, I mean, it still take me about like an hour or so,
Yeah.
but it beats sitting in a barbershop every 2 weeks. Like my hair grows quick. Like I had a like kind of like what you have in 2 days facial hair. So I was like, yeah. And I almost rocked it, and I was like, no.
I need to stop by your barbershop. I need to get a haircut. I was trying to get a haircut. Trying to get a haircut the other day, and I couldn't do because I usually go to my friend has a salon out on fucking Music Row.
Yeah.
Called Craft Hair Company. She's great, and they're all freaking really good at what they do, and I've known her forever. So when she started her own salon, I was like, I'm going to support the hell out of you because
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
awesome. Good for you. But sometimes she's really busy, and sometimes I can't get in there.
Yeah.
And then, with this kind of hair, Zach, it's like,
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
It's like 2 weeks. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you got to I got to fucking schedule. I can't,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe I should do some fucking
I've
braids.
been trying to encourage him to get the mohawk back, man. I miss the hawk.
Oh
dog.
yeah,
if I can
dude.
do it
You
again.
inspired me to do the mohawk.
He looks too much like a grown.
You should have
ass
hollered
dad,
at me, dude. I
dog.
would have brought my clippers with me. I would have cut you up
You know,
tonight.
I'm this close to just giving it a shot myself because I
Yeah.
have clippers too. So I'm like, it can't be that fucking hard.
No,
I'll show you.
It's not.
before I leave.
Get you some guards. Play it safe. Take your time. Watch some YouTube videos. You'll be a fading fucking pro.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah,
You got the guards, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
not actually. I
Dude,
might
if you have a
just
2,
bought 'em.
3, and a 4, you'd be straight.
Be
Yeah.
set. Look at that. You see how well diverse these men are? Like,
There's some dynamic men
Like
Be
over
some
here.
dynamic motherfuckers.
I don't think we get enough credit by like come on now, like these are real life gems that you're getting to listen to right now. Dropping gems, like we just went from talking about fashion to talking about life. Now we talking about hair.
Yeah, now we're
and
walking you
cutting
through a men's
oh
haircut.
my gosh, dog! Like it don't get- I'm gonna start a cooking channel.
Cooking, really?
No,
No.
I'm joking.
That's the next
Do you like to cook?
I love to cook though. Oh yeah,
Dude, I love
the grill.
I got the grill last year,
Uh-huh.
and I was fucking scared to death of it because
I
I've
love
never
grilling.
handled
Why?
I've never handled propane before because I'm a
Oh.
little fucking bitch.
Well, yeah, that's a little different. That's a little.
So
different.
with propane, like obviously there's safeguards and stuff, but still it's fucking gas and fire
Yeah.
and weird. And so my parents actually came over last month, and my dad, because dads are fucking dads and they know how to fucking grill.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me how to do it, and yeah, now I'm like grilling fucking every week, and I'm actually grilling tomorrow.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. I'll tell you one thing because I do grill a lot.
Yeah, all the time. It's like, Joe Nate,
Joe
I
Nate,
just
come
put
through.
some stuff on the grill.
Come through, dude.
Come get you a plate, bro.
I grill all the time. All right, so one thing I have noticed. Here's another plug. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Dude,
Joe
Sweet
Nate
Baby
knows.
Ray's is where it's at.
I use it on
Yes, sir.
everything.
Oh my
But here's the
gosh.
thing, dude. Here, if you're doing it on hamburgers, like I'll do, like I feel like the marination process is one of the biggest things for
Do you
grilling.
marinate the burger first in the Sweet
Yeah,
Baby Ray's?
so I'll put them in like a, what is it called, a Pyrex or something
Yeah.
like that, and then you'll put Dr. Pepper in there, okay? So
Dr.
get your-
Pepper, yeah.
Make your patties, put them in there, put Dr. Pepper in something where it'll fill up about like halfway around the patties
yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
Put some Dr. Pepper in there, leave it for like a few hours, right? Put it in there at lunchtime or whatever, and then you pull it out, put them on the grill, and then put Sweet Baby Ray's all over them.
Bro.
Yeah, brush the
Serious.
Baby Ray's on there whenever you put them on the grill, okay? On both sides. Flip them just twice. And
I'm gonna
it's so
try
good.
that out.
And
I'm
hey,
gonna try that out because that sounds
meat
fucking
thermometer.
delicious.
The meat thermometer. Do you have one?
Key.
You can get one at Kroger, like a regular one, for
Yeah.
like
I kinda just eye
$8,
it.
okay?
No.
But dude,
Yeah.
if you get the meat thermometer, that's so key because you can that'll make it to where you only flip a burger twice or what,
Yeah,
or like
right.
if
You're not
steaks, like
guessing.
you can like get it perfect because every like medium or rare, it's a temperature
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the center of the meat,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's essential,
You'll
bro.
know it.
It also depends on how big the burger is.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
But
and you'll know,
you
but
need-
right when to take
Yeah.
it off though, it's amazing. And so you get the perfect meat every time. But anyways,
No, there's some man stuff
But yeah,
for you.
dude.
There's some
man stuff.
some man stuff.
I'm all about the grill.
And it's Father's Day this weekend.
That's right.
And we have children, so somebody better be cooking because I ain't doing shit.
We do everything for the Mother's Day.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah. And if you don't, they just like, mm-hmm. Oh, so that's what I mean to you? No, it's not even like that. I'm just broke, dog. I'm broke. Like, come on, give me a break.
I think, you know what? What time is it? Oh, okay, it's about 10 o'clock.
Look at that.
I think that was about an hour and a half. I think that's all the time we have,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
It's already been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Has it
Wow.
really?
Yeah, it goes by fast, man. I mean, once you just get into the flow of everything, you just start talking about random fucking shit. Like before you know it, it's like 2 hours have gone by.
Dang.
Like the first couple episodes of the podcast I did, one was like 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours of just talking shit.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
the
awesome.
files were like 40 gigabytes, for like one file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now,
it
have
was-
you ever thought about going live?
Yes and no. I'm kind of playing around the idea. What I like about, and I might get into, like there's this thing called open broadcasting where you can do everything live on the computer. So what I do for the video segments of the podcast is I like to go in and then just take clips of my favorite parts about the podcast or things that I think will be interesting. And then I can throw in like images or video or, you know, and then that way it just brings a little bit more to it instead of just a bunch of guys just talking. And I still have the audio. The whole audio is just, it's one huge long hour and a half, whatever. But then the video parts are cut up into spaces. Because I don't know exactly if people really watch the podcast unless it's like a Joe Rogan. Like people will sit down and watch a 2-hour long Joe Rogan podcast, you know, but
I feel like some of them are. I think that's the beauty of YouTube. I think people want to see everything. One of my favorite ones that I watch all the time is The Breakfast Club. Like, I literally watch them all the time. Like if I get bored at work, like I'm pull up a Breakfast Club interview and I'm watching it because I mean you actually get to see, you know, you get to see them. You know, of course they, you know, they're a radio show, so they're broadcasting, you know, their segments live, but they put up an actual like video of them interviewing, so you can actually kind of peep and see and interact, like look at their interactions, because a lot of times, like especially on the Breakfast Club, they like throw out like the juicy stuff, and so you get to like everybody. So you get to really see like these people's like genuine reactions. Like I think the one I watched the other day was like with Damon Shumpert. He was a basketball player that's starting to rap, but he's in, you know, getting through this starting the interview, and his wife walks in. His wife's Tiana Taylor. And
my God.
Who's Tiana Taylor?
Oh my gosh. Like, have you ever seen the Fade video by Kanye?
I have not.
Oh my God.
I've stopped watching. I've taken a break from music, and that's a whole different story.
You have to watch the Fade video by Kanye. Like this.
Is she like just incredibly beautiful?
Yes, she's bomb. And she's
say no more.
And she's an artist. Like I mean, but she's like the video is dope because he's in it too. But he thought that she was catching like a private jet to London, and she just walks in the interview, and like mind you, they have like a great marriage. Yeah. But he was like genuinely shocked because he's like, "Yo, I thought you was in London. Like you just stopped by to see me." She's like, "I ain't seen you in a week," and it was just like, I was like, "Dang, that's dope." Yeah. You know, like
you got to see the inner workings moment.
And like you could tell that he was nervous because he'd been on there before. You know, just in general, but like he was talking about like, you know, his music, and he was getting ready to be critiqued because he's a basketball player that's doing music, and you know, they put you on like the chopping block, so he was already a little on edge. And like,
is he any good?
Oh yeah, I listened to his mixtape, and I was like, dog, like buddy actually got some bars. Like I was like seriously thoroughly impressed. Like I was like, okay, I could, like if he was to give up basketball and rap, he could probably make a career out of it.
No, he's
like,
already
that's how it is. But I got to see like how when she got there, it was like, dang, like she actually made him better in his interview because he was so relaxed.
Aww.
And I was like, dang, like the whole interview like literally took a swing. Because it was like, okay, like, dang, like now I'm relaxed. Like, yo, like wifey's here. Like that's like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And she gets it because she's an artist herself. Yeah. And so, like Charlamagne was like testing him because there's like a bunch of rumors, and you know, NBA players always into scandals,
of course.
And I think it was the one where it was talking about like he had hooked up with like Drake's baby mama or something like that. And it was like old stuff that had gotten resurfaced to make it look like it was new stuff. And he was just like, nah, like it didn't happen like that, and like explaining it. But it was cool because his wife was like, let me clear up all of this.
Like, I got you, baby.
You know, like, and it was literally like one of those, and I was like, dog, like it was honestly the dopest interview I'd watched.
That's awesome.
Because you got to see that interaction. So you should think about that.
Yeah. I'm tinkering around with it, you know, always evolving.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck with one thing that's working right now, but maybe in the future, because eventually we're planning on selling this place and then moving on to a bigger place, and maybe that will have a different feel.
Oh yeah.
And then maybe it will be just one camera. That's the thing too. I'm trying to figure out on what to do, because I like the 2 camera system where one camera's on me and the other camera's on whoever I'm talking to, and I like that better than like the split screen or you know. For now, but if I can figure out a way to make it just one camera, which would make my life so much easier as far as editing is concerned, I might just do it live and just say fuck it.
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be dope.
And I'm also like, my friends are fun, and sometimes we drink, and I just, if it's live, I kind of worry that some I'm not worried about myself so much, because I think I've done this enough where I can kind of make sure I don't say something fucking stupid. Kanye, you listening?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do it in the future. I don't know.
I think it'd be perfect.
Well, this has been fun. I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Inspiring.
I love it. I'm glad I could tag along.
Zach could make a surprise visit. I had no idea Zach would be here on this podcast, and he texted, he FaceTimed me, which was weird. FaceTimed me on the way over here, and I'm like, Zach, what are you FaceTiming me for? And he's like, and he turns his camera to Jonate, and I was like, oh wow, all right, we're gonna have a 3-piece. This is great.
Set the mic up. Let's go.
We got this. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
For having us, man.
Start that YouTube channel.
I got you. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, and then maybe I'll have Zach, because it was mostly me and Jonate talking, but maybe I'll have Zach on in the future.
Anytime.
We'll talk about
trying
what
to do a
you've been
Shane
doing.
plays.
Oh, dude, yes. I'm finished with my latest one, but yeah. Thanks guys for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's it.